Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus, and this is a brand new area for a building, and we are going to build a massive thing here that is going to be super nice. We've been doing some things lately to just stabilize, and I've done some stabilization off camera as well. I've done that in order for us to focus on this episode on building a really big sour water stripper, and what a name that is. That is like the saddest name for an exotic dancer, sour water stripper. But that is what we're going to be building. We will build several sour water stripper. This will actually be a solution to a problem that we don't have yet. So let's go through that problem over here. This is our oil, and oil is making sour water. I'm just dumping the sour water in the ocean. I also have some waste here, and I need to, if I want to scale up my oil production, then I need to deal with the sour water. And since we already are in a position where the health isn't all that great with particularly because of all the water pollution, then I think it's really a good time to solve the sour water even before we are scaling up the oil, so that we'll be able to scale up oil in the next time. But in order for us to build a new big area, then we need to make sure that we have more housing. So let's upgrade a few of the housing, and also let's make sure that we get more farms going. Oh, it would be nice if I could get 2 of these, wouldn't it? There. And flip. Let's see. I want the outputs on the side. Okay, that's kind of difficult to place. And if I go, so like one of them has to go here, like 1, 2, and 3 out. All right, does that fit? Yeah, it fits. So first we need to make sure that we get more food. I've also moved it over here so that I knew that I could fit in these 2. And now I'll just get the food inbound here. That will be more food. That will be on... First we'll get... the salad goes on top. And the potatoes go at the bottom. What? There we go. And... that needs to be built. Build it. Can I? I can. Great. That's going to drain a lot of our resources as well. But not only that, we are also, since we got the corn at the last time. So the reason why I also did this, did some preparations here. And one thing is sort of making sure that I don't have to set up my coal mine even more. But it's also the part that I wanted to make sure that I had empty space here. I made a little ramp here so that they can go more easily to this location, because that's where we're going to be building our next big thing. So I have to remove the trees. That was one thing, and I need to make sure that I had the research done for what we wanted as well. Here, this is going to be the new one, and we're going to do a triple rotation, including some corn. So that is, and do V, press the V button, and then apply the settings to all the other ones. There. And that will now start a rotation. That should give us more food, and that should give us, should go hand in hand with our increased production over here. We are missing, oh, that's interesting. Are we not keeping up on this? No, we're not. We are not keeping up on this, and that's because we're not keeping up on the copper. So upgrading these will not do anything. Why are we not keeping up on the copper? Is that, that's simply just copper not being fast enough. Yeah. Well, it's going to get a bit faster once we get to the acid production as well. So I guess, unfortunately, we're going to have to sort of wait for these things to stabilize a bit. And then at that point, we will get a more stabilization here on the electronics as well. It does kind of wonder, or I do kind of wonder if it will affect, for example, here, our maintenance build, whether that's going to be holding us up. So, you know, I'm kind of worried about this, but luckily we have a bit, so I think I'll just solve that by just throwing some unity at the problem. There. Right, I am going to start doing some design, and I want to highlight some design potential here that I want to do. Let's just pretend that this will be a path. Let's also pretend that here we'll have another path. Because when we build these big designs, I have to make sure that I think about where the trucks are moving. So I can make the sour water stripper in this area, and I can then make the oil in this area. And then I'll slowly start filling in this little area, because that will be, hopefully, by the end of this episode and be preparation for next episode, I can then build that one here, so I can build it. I'll probably have to remove the trading outpost one more time. Right. I think we're ready with the food coming along, and potentially, eventually, I guess, extra electronics coming in here. That's actually, it is really bothering me, this part. I did not see that coming. The fact that copper is so underwhelming. Huh. Yeah. Well, I guess we do with that, with like we do with all our health problems. We just ignore it and hope it goes away. I guess so. Anyway, I didn't sort of do the introduction properly of saying, hey, like, share, and subscribe if you like these videos. I really appreciate all the support, and I'm super happy that with all the good comments, I'm not agreeing with all the comments about all the things I do wrong, but that's fine. I do have a reason for why I do things the way I do, but also there's also a fair chance that I make mistakes here and there. Now we're going to be starting on our design with some sour water stripper. What a sad, sad name that is. And we are going to be, let's have a look at what it actually does. So if we increase our oil production with distillation parts, distillation 3 and all that, the cracking units, all that stuff that we will do next episode, or maybe the one after that, depending on how this works out, then I'll be generating a lot of sour water. Actually 84 is my number of sour water per minute that I need to deal with. So in order for me to make sure that I can deal with 84 sour water per minute, then the answer is I need 3 of these, because they take 36 each. So I will also get a sort of some extra capacity. So this is going to be the scale and size of things that we want to do. Then I want to sort of make a highlight. This is not going to be correct, but it's going to just sort of highlight how I want to design it. So at this point, I'm going to take water down here. I am going to take 3 distance parts. I don't know if this is a good number or a good location, but here I'll add 1 height. So this is where, if you check the comment section, Besterman is a member of the community, is making diagrams for these buildings so you can build it yourself. It is absolutely amazing, and such a massive amount of work that is put into this. Super, super grateful for that. I hope that some of you are actually using it for building or getting a more closer overview of this, because it can be super difficult to build things in this game when you don't have blueprints. So I'll try to sort of explain how I do it, and that's why I'm laying this out, but also those diagrams are incredibly helpful. So big thanks to him for helping on that part. And it's also being done for Satisfactory now. That's super cool. I think that sort of takes this community here just to the next level. Of course we have like professional engineering diagrams of our designs, because of course we do. So this will be how I want it inbound, and there is a very specific reason why I do it like, do I use LIGO? You know, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm gonna need to do more water here. Yeah, let's hurry up and do that before anyone notices the problems here. Yeah, I was kind of looking at it and go like, am I done with this yet? I was not done. I was not done. Not one bit. And that has to be like 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. And I need to go 1 down. And hopefully that should also fit over here. Great. Yeah, we lost 1 batch. That's just how it is. And can we get that? It's also important to get all of this going while we can, so that we can also have them build up new supplies before we actually need to get like a stupid amount out here. Right, then we go back to our designs undisturbed, and right. So let's see. Now, the point of this is they have only sour water in, but they get 3 outputs. Sulfur is quite useful. Ammonia is useful for one thing and one thing only. Ammonia will be made into fertilizer 1 with some nitrogen. We can always get that from air separation. Water, we have some excess water from our build, so that's fine. We get fertilizer easily. But it gets better than that, because if you take fertilizer plus sulfur, the other waste product, and limestone, something we'll bring in anyway, we can actually go straight to fertilizer 2. So we will go straight to fertilizer 2 for this build. That means all the ammonia here will be converted into fertilizer 2. The sulfur some of it will be going into fertilizer 2, but the rest will actually go into, first and foremost, will go into rubber build, secondarily into acid, tertiarily into fertilizer, and quadrinarily, I think that's actually the word, into slag, so that we make sure that we never have, actually quadrinarily into just a sulfur stockpile, because you never know if you need sulfur for something. And then I don't even know what the 5th one would be, but that would be like just slag the rest of it and throw it in the ocean. Yeah, so that is how we want to design it. So if I start by making the rubber, because this will be our sulfur belt, then let's get the rubber on here. I think that actually 2 rubber builds for this part will be just fine. And that will be here. And I'll just select it to the diesel rubber based. And it is deliberate that I want to do the diesel rubber. That because I will have a big diesel build right here, so I can drag it in. And do I like this location? No, I do not. I think this location has to be moved over to that. I don't want to be starting it too far in. We have all the way over to here to build it, but I think this is okay. We need to make sure that whatever we build is not going to be blocking here. So what I want to do is, if I look at these outputs, I will need to get the whole thing into a box that's here, and that's gonna be 1, 2, 3. I kind of want it like this, don't I? I don't want it too close to this one, but also not too far away. This is halfway in. Yes, halfway in is the right location. And that kind of means that I may have to do some changes here. Okay, so now the next part is we're going to make acid. And acid is going to be made in a mixer. I'll flip you. And I want to get it like 3 distance from here as well. Oops. That one. And copy and flip this. Yeah, that needs to get water in from here. So that's good. This will be doing acid, so only needs the sulfur and water. That's pretty good. I get the sulfur from here and the water from here. That water will just go like bounce over. Also super easy. And then I'll be getting the water out into this acid out into a box, which will be exactly here. One, 2, 3, and in. 1, 2, 3, and in. Again, symmetry matters a lot. This also, I think this is symmetrical, isn't it? It's not symmetrical. I messed it up again. Here. Exactly, symmetrical. I could also flip it, but yeah, should I? I don't know. Is that better? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I liked it the other way. That was better because that hits it symmetrical. Right. So the next thing I want to do is actually get it into the next build. The next build being the fertilizer 3 or fertilizer 2. So on the other side, I will be making. Where do we make that? Is it a chemical plant? I think it's in a chemical plant. Yeah, it looks like it. So here on the chemical plant, I'll rotate. And that needs to be built like 3 away as always. Yes. So this chemical plant will make ammonia, nitrogen, and water. And I'll get the nitrogen. I'll get that at level 2. Yeah, that's not really working, is it? I really need it to be up here without connecting. There. maybe not that far over. There, it's connected. So what I need to do to get this inbound is, first and foremost, we have the water coming in. And that will be water. How's that a thing? How's that? There, water goes in. That second one is ammonia, comes all the way from the top. That will then dive straight underneath and straight in. And the last one will be the ammonia, or nitrogen and ammonia. So that will be all the inputs really, really smoothly in here. And then on the outbound side, I'll get 1, 2, 3, and then move it along this path. Great. And how many do we need? Well, they only take 6 each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be able to handle 2 of them. And then one more will handle half of the next one, which is going to be the ratio I build it at. And that means also I know exactly where the next output will be. So I will be bringing all of this down the line. And this will be into the next build. The next build being a build for, let's see if I can get this right. I think it has to be this way. Let's make it 3 here. Yep. This will be fertilizer 2, which needs sulfur. So I need to get the sulfur from this location. And that means we get it here, which should be fine. Just going over the middle one, and it'll go into exactly this belt. Going in. Brilliant. And the other one is limestone. Limestone will have to get as well in here somehow. Let's see. How do we get the limestone in? We'll get the limestone in somewhere from over there. And this water will be going at ground level in here. So let's just hook that up. That's good. I put a lot of effort into making sure we don't have any pipe spaghetti, because I really don't like that. Here, and from the top, and in here. Oh, they don't have the right recipe yet. High supply of potatoes. Crazy. Ah, interesting. And are they eating the corn now? Yes, they are, because I did set it up. Oh, look at that. We don't have bread, though, because we're not making it. But we have a very solid amount of food for all of them, and we are getting not really enough workers, to be honest. And we can get a lot more workers, so maybe it's time for us to give a little growth boost. Yeah, just a little growth boost to make sure, because we have lots and lots of resources and low supply of coal. I don't like that. That's probably because they're not really mining coal, but they're more mining junk out here. Yes, they are. Just trying to flatten this terrain. Yeah, so that is kind of I guess it's mainly my fault here. Let's see. Mainly my fault. I mean, how could it be your fault? Well, let's do this. So now they are all coal focused. I think we'll have one of them being dirt focused, but the rest will be coal focused. Oh, you are already, one of them is dirt focused. Okay, well, they only want one dirt focused to sort of wrap up this corner. The rest will go down here and take care of the coal as when they are done with that tile they're working on right now. Let's do that, and then just close our eyes and hope that it works. All right, back to design work. Over on this side, I'm gonna get one more copy here, and I'm gonna have to get 3 of these. That goes in, and that goes in, and I'm using tier 2 pipes for everything, and I know that's a bad idea because it's gonna be too costly for me to do that sort of in the long run. Nope. This will be from the top. That is the nitrogen, and the ammonia is on the close belt. Good. I will do the water first. Water inbound, nitrogen inbound, ammonia inbound. Here, and nitrogen inbound, and ammonia inbound. Good, that's all the inbounds for this, all the outbounds. And let's continue on the inbound here. Now what do we have on this pipe? This pipe is going to be, that is the ammonia pipe, right? So I don't care about it beyond this location, which means I will be able to get stuff inbound here much easier. Okay, so I'm just going to figure out how I'm going to get things in at that point. Right, so at this point we now have, let's also drag this inbound. Oh, that was not connected. That's done. This is done. And the water is important. Oh no, look at that. I will not be able to drag the water into this location. But what I will be able to do is drag it into a location that is one off. So I will take all of this and slide it over by one tile. Because now it'll fit up here. Ta-da! And continue. I just continue this pipe because then there will be made an automatic intersector, and then when I take it out and put it back in, it can fit in here. And that's good. That's good. And now I can also hook up the sulfur inbound without problems. Great. That is the sulfur inbound. And I also need some... It seems kind of silly, but I'm going to need some diesel inbound. Later on, I'll be able to get the diesel from other sources. But from now on, I'm going to have to sort of import the diesel all the way over here. Which is kind of sad, but it's the way it has to be. And I know that some would argue that you'd want to use naphtha for it. But I have other plans for the naphtha, so that is more important for that. Now, continuing. The next thing we want to do with sulfur, after we prioritized first rubber, then acid, then fertilizer 3, what else? Well, I guess the next thing is going to be getting it into a box, just so that we have it available for, you know, later on, I guess. So let's get that. That will be a non-prioritized, what? Oh, right, that's wrong kind of storage. Yeah. Not prioritized, just go in here. Sweet. And next one will be over here. Then that will be just, this just has to be, if we have anything left, then go into this location and just make it into limestone or into slag. Just to make sure that it never stalls here. I can't have it sort of not solving the remainder of my sulfur, because the sulfur will not be consumed. Even though I have many processes here, it'll not be consumed fast enough. So it's super important for me to make sure that I actually am going to do it like this. And also, I don't need water outbound here beyond this point. That is correct. And that means this doesn't have to go over the... it makes it even better now. There we go. Okay. So here I'm going to get slag and limestone, slag and limestone. That means I need a limestone location inbound that can feed all of this. Maybe if I move you a bit, drag you this way, then I'll have a better opportunity here to make limestone come in. That will go into, it'll stay at level 2 and go in, and over here go in, and the last one here, technically not the last one, because from this location we are going to sulfur in, no more sulfur, but up here limestone in, Look at how well this fits. So limestone comes in, gets put in here. This will also be an output. This will just be a pretty much a junk output that we need to make sure that we always empty. There. Look at how crisp these inputs and outputs are. I like it. So what is this? This is nitrogen in, and all we need now is the spaghetti over here. Whew, okay. Since this will be going straight in, my question is like really, what am I gonna do? I have 3 outputs. Water will be ground level, yep, and sulfur will be level 1, and then ammonia will be level 2, because then that goes 1 down and that goes 1 down. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, so I can cut it a bit closer for this, and I want to cut it a bit closer. Not too much closer, but a bit closer. Let's cut it like this. And of course we'll now need a pipe here. And that will go in. These are at ground level. And that goes out. That's not sufficient. I think, no, it's not sufficient. Because I'm gonna need to have 2 different locations out. Because this will need steam, so I also need a prioritized out for steam here. That'll probably be sort of around there. And then I unfortunately need to make sure that I also have an output of water that just needs to be dealt with somewhere. And that's going to be something I just have to deal with. So that's unfortunately just... I'll put a water bottle here that I need to empty. Obviously later on I will have better options. I can at this point just throw it in the water, throw the water in the water, but there will be an excess. There will be... Oh, hold on, that's not actually how I want to do the excess. Because if I do this, then... Yeah, that's not actually a good way to do the excess. I need to make sure that I prioritize. First, I need to prioritize for the steam. And second, I need to prioritize here. And then only residual goes out into the stockpile or the storage here. So it should actually be a branch off of this. Yeah, let's see. I think I need to move this just a bit back to make sure that I have a better option for this. So moving it back just a bit. Because I may need to have 2 splitters. Here. Inbound. Control to flip it. Storage the high on potatoes. Don't care. And then I think I may need 1 more. Seems a bit excessive. But that will be prioritized into this build. And from here, I prioritize into a steam build that I'll build here. So that will be a steam build, and I'll just get it as a coal boiler. We could do all sorts of fancy things, but that's not what we want to do at this point. Don't want to do too fancy here. And that means yet another box inbound. That is incredible how many boxes we need for this build. But all of it will actually make a lot more sense once it goes on, because a lot of it can be consolidated into with other things later on. And here, now comes the worst part of it. Oh, glass making. I should be, by the way, do I not have the big one? Oh, I need to do this. I need to do this before anything else. I don't care about glass making right now. Boop. I need this large storage and then a glass making, because we do need a large storage here. Right. And this will be the sour water, which is coming from way on the other side of the base, but that's only temporary. So don't fret yet. It's... Come on. Yeah. that one, and in that one. When I move the oil, because I need to move all the oil away from my original location, and then it'll make much more sense. Okay, so that's the water, also the loop for the steam, so that's good. Now we need the next part, and that will go up here. Interesting, I can't go straight in. Okay. This might actually be an issue. Hold on, do they need to be this far apart? The part I'm worried about is this goes up here. And then go that way and go in. And now. That's fine. Does that conflict with anything? No, it doesn't. Not a problem. Good. Next, here, go out. 1, 2, up. And this is where it gets a bit dicey. Good thing I'm not making diagrams for this. Sorry. Yeah. Let's go to that one and then go down. And you go. And then fit perfectly in here. Damn, this fits perfectly. I love it. Yeah. I think this is actually, this is it. This is it. Except for the lack of nitrogen. Nitrogen is also something we can get later on, but at this point I have to just get it in here in a kind of not so great manner. 1, 2, 3 is, I have to build that. It's a lot. It's expensive. Also particularly expensive in terms of personnel. We are full on population. I hope that I have gotten enough population already. Here, this will go 1, 2, and in. And in. I can consolidate this with another build later on. Oh, the one thing we do not have is this outbound. So I'll kill you and just get another one on this side. This is not particularly important because this can and probably will be removed. So at this point, I also need to set the recipes. And then one of the big questions always when I make these kind of designs is, will it work in the first try? That's always a fun little gamble to go here. And it'll be at that point and then go down. And that will be our fertilizer in vast quantities coming in. And that's the last thing. So at this point, we need to hook it up, and there will also be quite a bit of time for us between hooking it up and actually seeing it operational. So what I'm going to do now is, yeah, you know what, let's just hook it up. I can't see anything that's missing, but I'm pretty sure that we'll see some things that are missing. What I'm going to do though is I will start by making sure that we get the boxes done. So those will be upgraded because I can start getting the stuff in and outbound that we need. Then I want to get, yeah, you know what, I'll just get the rest. And Unity, whatever I can. Probably going to strain the entire base quite a bit. What I am going to do is I'm going to pause. I need to get you done there. And once you're done, I'm going to pause you because the whole thing is only going to work when we get sour water in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to request sour water, vast quantities here. I will request coal, vast quantities. This is water outbound, and I actually don't want to build this. Oops. I'll just drag it over to the water because... Do I? Yeah, let's do that. Get that out. More Unity done. And now I cut across the water line. Hold on. This one does not need to be a good pipe. I can definitely make do with worse pipe for this one, because it's a very temporary build. And I'm going to build a bridge across anyway. Yeah. and then a water dump. It seems so silly to dump the water in, but I'm not getting it. The water I need, I have it at other places anyway. And a bridge across. Bridges, always prioritize those. Good. So that's the water outbound. Is it prioritized here? Yes. Is this prioritized? Now it what? Why does it say in? Toggle direction. Priority out. Yes, that's what I want. Priority out. Okay, all of this needs to be done. Let's have a look at our workers that quickly disappear into this part. This will be our asset, which we will later on put into our copper build to get more utilization. This will be our sulfur that we just need to sort of be available in case anyone wants it. And here we'll have limestone, which I need to request in vast quantities. This will be just slag, and this slag has to be emptied. And here I will have there. And now I set up warning. Warn me if this goes full. Warn me if this goes full, because then that's a problem. Warn me if this is empty. Don't care about this. Warn me if it's empty. No, not really. I don't care. This will be rubber. It should be full, but yeah, it always will be. And this is the diesel inbound, so we're also going to request vast amounts of diesel inbound. Warn me if empty. And yes, we have a million warnings down. Warn me if empty. Don't care about this. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that we now grab all of our sour water, because that's kind of something we haven't done. And something we probably should have done. Hold on. Hold on. Can I even do... Oh, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Can I, though? I'll try. And that will be... sour water. Try to empty it. That's super risky. Because if this runs full and no one is moving it, then our oil stops and everything just fails miserably. But hey, we are cutting down on our sour water pollution. Let's have a look at the pollution. Oh, that's not it. Health. It's still a water pollution 12. This 10. It's mainly coming from here. This is the worst part of the pollution. But you know, if we can stop dumping sour water, that would also be lovely. And I think at this point we just wait a bit until all of this comes online. It's going to take a while to get online, but once it's online, I think we'll be we're going to see how it works as we fire it up. All right, finally we have reached a steady situation. This one has been built. It took a while because these ones here, the air separators, take 100 of the yellow parts each. So I hope it's going to work. It looks brilliant, I think, at least. This is nitrogen, so actually I don't need this one. Funny how much I've been looking at it, and then just as I start coming back in here, then we'll see. All right, I think it's time for us to just fire it up and see what happens. And that means this pipe is paused, and as I unpause this pipe, we'll see stuff flowing in. And this is when I realize I should have gotten some water inbound here as well. We need some water here, because this, without water coming in... Oh, there is actually a bit of steam. Okay, that's... Maybe there has been something brought in. Right, and then we'll just set it back to auto. I had to set all the other ones to off, because otherwise, well, bad stuff happens. But this one was set to auto, and it was actually a good idea. So it's working. It is processing. It's processing it extremely quick. So let me just see if we can try to keep up with this with the supply. I don't think so, but we'll try. Well, what happens is I'll bring all of these things out. And what about here? Yes, we are making some fertilizer. Fertilizer should be coming out in this pipe. Yep, going out. And in here, do we get fertilizer inbound? Should be. Oh, here it comes. And it needs to go all the way up to 24. Well, up to 8, I guess. It will take a bit. And here comes the sour water trucks coming in. And this is such a crisp build. I think this is so crisp and very, very nice. And here comes more. That looks like a double truck, but it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 extra trucks. That's 80 additional coming in. We need more trucks. We need bigger trucks. We need faster trucks. All right, let's see if this is working. This is working. The priority goes to... Oh, right here. That's the priority. There we go. Because it was going out into the general stockpile, which it absolutely should not. It should go in here for the production of fertilizer. That's our priority. So you can see here, rubber is first, but that will always be sort of working, hopefully. And here I will also have the mixer. I'll get the acid. Why are we not getting acid though? Something is not working. Missing input. Is it the water that's not coming in? You know, that's probably because I hooked it up to a nitrogen belt, a pipe. I guess if you watched, you knew that already. I had planned everything in advance. I had planned it. It was so meticulous. Because, and I was like, I don't get why I misaligned it by 1. And the reason was, I did not misalign it by 1. Damn. These go out. Unity, get out of here. I had not done this incorrectly. Oops. That definitely also needs to go out. Yeah. So 3 away and then align it with the water pipe over here. That's the water pipe we're looking for. And goes out and goes in, so it connects to the connector that was just created. And in, and... Oh, it's not set the recipe when we did the copy paste, so we'll set it back. Oh, that's not the... This is the recipe, and this is the recipe. Mixup has way too many recipes here, and hopefully everything gets built. Okay, this was much better. Because I knew I had planned it so that it was right across from that. And water, sulfur, acid coming in. This acid will be good because I need to put that into the copper build I need to take. And this is completely full now. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely something I'd want to have a big storage for. Like one of these big storages. Yeah, like that. Definitely like that. And also probably the same thing on the side. For this. Just to make sure that we get enough inbound. So the final build is complete. We have a big storage for the sour water, which obviously now we can't keep up with because we're simply not producing sour water fast enough, which is also what I hoped. We have a massive storage here for fertilizer, and we're going to need it because we are not using fertilizer for anything. And we also have 99 months of food supply, so it's not like we really needed a lot of stuff here. We do need more workers when we need to go up with the next part. Let me just briefly, as I know we're going long here, but briefly talk about what is upcoming. We have water treatment. That's something we need to do because we've already halved our water pollution. It was up to 14 at some point, so that is really good. Sour water is now gone, used into here. We have solved our food production because we now have all the fertilizer we could ever want, so we can scale up with more population. We'd also like to get glass making because glass making enables bigger trucks, and we absolutely need that since we have long distances and we're starting to spread out, and we need some bigger trucks to move back and forth and bigger miners as well. We are working on here to filling up this little area. Once this is filled, then we're ready to make a new import location for oil, and then that will be probably the next thing we want to build. Like, make sure that we get the oil built, because the oil build ties well together to the sour water stripper built. And once we have that, then we have all the diesel solved, and we can really start teching up. So lots and lots of things that we need to go. Also, different kinds of food is something we can start experimenting with, but it's not something that's absolutely needed. So I want to focus on oil, so we get diesel sorted and get it paired up with this build. I hope you enjoyed this elaborate design, and maybe it's something that can inspire you in your own series or your own playthrough, hopefully. And if you want to see more, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. Consider hitting the like if you enjoyed what you see and you're still here after all this time. And of course, if you want to see even more, then I am also streaming on Twitch on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. Central European Time at twitch.tv/Nilaus. Hope to see you there. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care, and as always, stay effective.